really pains me to say this because I love the idea of using more natural ingredients. The problem with this is that the term is actually not regulated, my friend. That means that anybody can slap the word natural on their product and use it as a marketing term to try to get you to buy their products. And so what I really don't like about this is that it implies that natural is better. But if the term is not regulated, does that mean that you have a less likely chance of being allergic to a natural ingredient like lavender than you do of one that has been produced in a lab synthetically, that's been tested and tested and tested over again for people that have sensitive skin? I think you get the gist. Just because something is labeled as natural doesn't mean it is better. I also want to talk about the word clean beauty. Now, the issue with clean beauty is that there is no normalized standard to tell us what that's even supposed to mean. Does that mean that if these ingredients are clean, then the other ones are dirty? And if so, who regulates this? I personally don't want to follow any type of organization that takes money from people to say that their products are clean. So just remember, as many cosmetic chemists have reminded us, that the toxicity lies in the dosage. Think of it this way: if I were to take one ibuprofen or two for some back pain, it would probably help. But if I take the whole jar, it's probably going to be toxic. Next up, hair dye. This one I know is so crazy, right? Because you're like, how can hair dye be the same as, in the box from the store, be the same as hair dye in a professional setting? Well, my mom was a cosmetologist for 50 years, just to give you a little background. And I'm here to tell you, the dye isn't actually what is so different. One, it's the processing time, how long you leave that dye on your hair. Usually if you get a box color, you only leave it on for a short period of time. Whereas if you go to your cosmetologist, your hairdresser, you're leaving it on for 30 plus minutes. Also, the benefit of going to your cosmetologist is that they can really be your color specialist. So when you get a box, because we're not all professionals, it's likely you're gonna get a color that may not jive too well with the color of your hair. So that is really the main difference, is that it's not in the dye, it's in the hands of the color specialist. Pores, pores, pores. We're all marketed products to help us shrink our pores, but the reality of it is that pores don't actually shrink. And by the way, they don't open or close with hot or cold water. That is definitely a myth. But what you can do about larger pores is use products, ingredients that will help decrease the appearance of their size. And an example, using a BHA, aka salicylic acid, it's oil soluble. It will help you decrease the appearance of your pore size by really cleaning out that pore. Another thing you can do to prevent pore size is really just make sure that you're removing your makeup at night, and during the day you can use a makeup with primer inside of it to really help smooth out your skin. Now, a little note about oily skin and pore size is that people with oilier skin tend to see those pores a little bit more than people with dry skin. That is because that oil really stretches out the pore. Now, to the contrary, there is a myth about dry skin, that dry skin actually causes wrinkles. In fact, wrinkles are not caused by dry skin, but if you have dry skin, you are more likely to see the wrinkles, just as if you have oily skin, you're more likely to see the large pores. The takeaway here is that if you have oilier skin, go ahead and do those things to decrease the look or the appearance of your larger pores. And if you have drier skin, use ingredients that contain humectants and oils so that you can plump up the skin with humectants like hyaluronic acid, glycerin, or aloe, and then lock it in with an occlusive butter or oil so that you can really seal in that hydration. There's a huge misunderstanding that if your parents had a certain type of skin, that you just will be genetically predispositioned to share the same challenges that they did. While genetics do play a huge role when it comes to the appearance of your skin, there are so many more things that can influence that genetic makeup, such as lifestyle, diet, sleep. So you really want to think about those things whenever it comes to your skin issues and not worry so much that you are going to share the same issues that your parents had, but more importantly, think about what can you do? Is there something in your environment? Do you live in a really humid area? Do you live in a really dry climate? Are you getting enough sleep? What is your diet like? Are there ways that you could improve that may help with the overall integrity of your skin from the inside out? Are you taking certain medications? All of those things come into play when it comes to the look of your skin. What is your skincare routine? Are you taking off your makeup at night? Are you protecting your skin during the day? Are you supplementing with nourishing oils and butters or a nighttime treatment that can help counter whatever it is you are experiencing, especially after 40 when we lose that hyaluronic acid and that collagen starts to be lost as well. We also lose things, right? Like elastin fibers, they start to weaken. So you really want to make sure that you're really thinking about the whole body experience when it comes to the look and feel and appearance of your skin. So there is a huge myth out there about shaving, and if you shave that your hair will grow back thicker. I'm here to tell you that is simply not the case. It may feel like it though because you're cutting off all of the hair at the same time. An example, there's a service called dermaplaning where we use a stainless steel blade on top of a tool or instrument like this, and we use it to slough off the dead skin cells. As a bonus, it removes that vellus hair. Now, we don't see hair growing back at some kind of weird rapid rate whenever we do this, right? And we are shaving it all off at the same time. So this is actually a great service to consider if you have sensitive skin and can't really tolerate acids, or if you want your makeup to go on smoother.